Hello, my name is Joshua Starkey, and this is my assignment that I'm going to be doing for note taking. I'm choosing option two, and it's just to give a 5 to 8 minute video about how I note take and the tools and all the other stuff that I do and use to take proper notes. Um, the examples I'm going to be showing are from some classes that I have. It's just gonna break down on how I take the notes. Um, I used to take notes on like an actual notebook with pencil and pen and use highlighters and stuff like that whenever I need to highlight key terms or anything like that throughout the uh, throughout the lecture, or not, or I'll go back after the lecture and just review it and then highlight the important stuff. Um, what I use is Notably. I paid some amount for it at the beginning of the school year, and um, and it allows me to take as many notes as possible and a bunch of templates and stuff like that as well. And I take it on my iPad. And for example, this is see it pretty well or not. You can add lines to it to make it look like notebook paper. Um, and that's what I do originally. It's just like a white screen, and you can take notes like that. But I use the notebook, keeps it a little bit more organized, and then you can just basically take the notes on it like you are ta writing in a notebook. Um, so, for example, my media entertainment class, I have like a whole folder for it. And what you do, I mean, you just start opening up. Um, And I do it based off of section or class dates. But here's an example of my notes right here. Um, you can kind of see how I do it. So I have the title at the top. Then underneath that, I have like a little subheading that is up close against the red line. And after that, I have a bullet point. And those bullet points are like the title of the slides. Um, and then the tag marks with the information on there are important information found within the slides. Um, and then sometimes whenever it goes to a new slide with a new topic, it would just give like a definition or just one main part of whatever that slide is, and then they'll break it down. Like for example, um, right here. It gives the next slide of whatever we're talking about, which was impression formation. And then it starts breaking it down into schemes. And then breaks it down even more within schemes. Um, so it's not like a proper and like an official note-taking way. I know Cornell notes are probably the closest thing to it, but those have the um, writing on the left and a conclusion after every section, which it's a smart thing to do, but for me personally, I don't. I think it's a lot of extra work when in reality I learn better based off of how I'm organized, and that's how I am with my note taking. So like for example, what features of these characters matter, and then it gives like little tiny bullet points underneath it. Um, and that's just how I take the notes. Um, uh, Another helpful thing I use and that I recommend for other students that have an iPad that want to take notes on it is I have a screen protector on it where it feels like you're writing on paper in it. I mean, to me, it helps make me learn better just because that's how I grew up taking notes was through a notebook and on paper. So I feel like that's another like kind of uh, like tool to help me learn. And it's like it might be like a superstition or something like that, but to me it helps me learn and retain the information more. Um, I think these notes do help me learn again based off of how I'm organized throughout it. Um, Whenever I'm taking notes during class, I know there's a lot of professors that teach very quickly and like just fly through the slides, which me personally, PowerPoints are not great, but I also like to have that visual aid to look and see what they're talking about and then what they're actually talking about through those slides are probably the most important thing. So it's like you can hear what they're talking about and then you can connect it to what's on the screen on the PowerPoint or whatever slides. And then either write it down verbatim or if it's a lot of stuff, you can break it down, like read it or listen to them at the same time, the professor, and then write down in your own words or something along the lines of what it said on the PowerPoint and go from there. Um, which again is another helpful thing to do if you like kind of put it in your own terms of whatever the topic is or whatever you're learning. Um, so I have some more examples on here, and then like on the side I break it down by class as well. So I have like sports history and there's notes with that. Um, and then communication classes, other history classes as well. But like I used to, whenever I first started taking notes on this, I just had the white blank piece of paper and I just would write loosely and um, I feel like less organized whenever I do that. So then I looked into it and there's just a bunch of templates. And so like if you have like math classes, you can change a template into a grade or you can even oh, I did that. You can even have the Cornell note style on there as well. So if you want to do that, and then there's a bunch of other stuff too, like college rule, which is what I use, manuscript, three column, two column, stuff like that. So there's a bunch of templates that go well with it, and there's even like different study things like what we learned about in this module. There's mind maps, which is like a basic mind map, and then there's like weekly planners, semester overviews, assignment planners, and then a bunch of other stuff too. There's very many different templates that you can use for whatever that you need to use it for.